Gateway Gamers podcast.
Hello, welcome to Gateway Gamers podcast. My name is Bryan. This is a podcast where I introduce my best friend to the world of board gaming, one board game at a time. How are you, RP?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. Our summer just ended.
I'm kind of thankful.
I thank you all for listening. It was a lot of fun to do and kind of easier for us to do as well because we love the game so much. But that's over now, and
yeah, back to the grind. Season, the beginning of season.
Oh, who
5,
cares?
6.
We stopped that.
I don't know why you can label it on Apple though. Like I don't know if it really does anything.
We did up to 3, and then I think you just stopped.
Yeah, but this is season 5. Welcome to season 5 of the Gateway Gamers podcast. For those of you just joining us,
if you haven't listened to the prior seasons, here's a recap of
of the seasons previously on the Gateway Gamers.
What happened on the Gateway Gamers.
But we just ended our Marvel United summer. It was awesome. We could do 3 more summers of Marvel United with all the product we have. And what came in the mail on Amazon? The first DC United Hush box. And that might be the last DC United product that Simon puts out.
I'm still waiting on my witching hour.
I was just about to say, speaking of which, have you received your witching hour, Marvel United, or
have
updates?
I received an update? No. My last update was when we started back in May. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
If anybody out there is doing the same thing, you're not alone. And I'm pissed. I'm just, pissed. You took my money almost a year ago for something that was supposed to ship in April.
You are the least of their problems right now. They're struggling. They have, I think, 6 projects that they're still need to put out. The one is the Game of Thrones, which people have gone all in on. It's easily over $300 worth of stuff, as well as some of their other projects. So your $45 or whatever you paid is the least of their concerns at the moment.
Too much. Too much is what I paid. Too much.
So anyway, we're back to our regular seasons. We're going back to old school where RP has no idea what we're playing today. Are you ready for the big reveal?
Yeah, sure, why not?
And it's DC United Hush Box now.
I wish. Right, I'm very excited to...
Here we go.
Whoa! Heroscape. Okay. Age of Annihilation, Battle for the Wellspring.
All right, so you have played this game before. One of our friends have this box already. You have played it with us. I have the Marvel edition from back in the day. You played that as well. So you have some familiarity with this game, which is great. We're going to go over it, kind of this box and the main Heroscape Age of Annihilation box. First, I'm going to give you a history lesson of what Heroscape is. Before I introduce this to you, have you ever heard of Heroscape at all?
Yeah, just from the game
Just
world.
from being in the game world. Before that,
you've mentioned it.
Yeah, before that, you had no real...
No, not at all. Not at all.
So I didn't have Heroscape back in the day. This originally came out in 2004. It was a Milton Bradley product. This was all over Toys R Us. This was all over Target and Walmart's at the time. For some reason, I just never grabbed it. I don't know why. Looking back, this would have been something I ate up. With my friend, we would have played this nonstop because it was so simple. And at the time, it was pretty cheap by today's comparison. So, as I said, this was first released in 2004. It was a Milton Bradley project. Transferred to Wizards of the Coast in 2008. You know Wizards of the Coast as
Magic
the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons. So, Wizards has a knack of...
That fits the art on the box. That definitely fits. It's very magic-y.
So, Wizards of the Coast has a knack for focusing on their cash cows, which is D&D and Magic. Heroscape was doing well, not great, but was well regarded, well received. It transferred hands to Wizards of the Coast for whatever reason. They started immediately making it a Dungeons & Dragons game. The first box under their imprint, it was a D&D themed. They were reusing D&D minis to cut costs.
Okay.
The minis weren't the same scale as the other boxes, so there was a lot of weird stuff. They put out, I think, 2 others, sets.
Yeah.
And then just closed shop. They just kind of ended their product run of Heroscape. Around 2010, that was.
Okay, so short-lived 6 years, okay.
Yeah, no, it did great. Like I said, I remember seeing it on shelves and being like, oh, it looks cool, but just never grabbed it. Looking back, I should have, because now it's quadrupled in price. It's very sought after. Heroscapers.com is a website that still exists. People that love the game. They created new characters. They promote the hobby. They instilled their own tournaments. They would have conventions. So this game was still beloved even at that time after its death. Prices skyrocketed on a product. I remember this is around the time that I got more into gaming, around 2014, 15. So I was like, oh, wow, Heroscape. I remember that game looks cool. It was like insane. Like a master set was $40 originally, going for like hundreds now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I ended up buying the Marvel set, I would say, like quote-unquote cheap. I think at that time paid like $80 for it. It probably goes for like $150, if not more now. Okay. Especially with the IP of Marvel being huge. In 2015, Wizards of the Coast announced a revival of the brand as Arena of the Planeswalkers under the banner of their Magic the Gathering IP. You know this game because your neighbor moved and gave us...
Oh, yeah. Yes, the Marvel ones. Yeah.
No. It was Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yes, it was just Magic the Gathering. Yep, that's right. The place with the pieces. That's right, yes.
Yeah, you were randomly like, hey, my neighbor's moving. Do you want this game? Like, he has games. And then I was like, what does he have? I don't know. And then you mentioned Arena of the Planeswalker. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Because the miniatures are cool and had some tiles. So it was a underwhelming release. People were kind of annoyed. It didn't have the tiles... A lot of tiles that Heroscape's kind of known for. You need the tiles to build a map. So the more tiles you have, the more bigger and bombastic you make the map. The first set was considered underwhelming. Small terrain pieces, unpainted miniatures, which people weren't happy about.
Really?
Yeah.
People enjoy...
So this is known as a very entry-level miniatures game.
Okay.
No building required... No painting required back in the day. That's why it was kind of sought after. It's very take-out-the-box play, learn how to play a miniatures game. Now, there are people that love assembling miniatures and painting miniatures. I'm kind of whatever. I want to get into miniature painting, but I would rather it just kind of be painted.
Gotcha.
So I'm kind of in the middle. I don't care, but also I'm interested in painting. I just don't have the time. They released 2 sets, 2 expansions of Arena Planeswalker, and then just canceled it. Not even really canceled. There was no announcement. They didn't tell anybody. They just stopped. They just stopped. They were like, we're not making any more. And people eventually figured out, like, oh, they're not doing it anymore.
That's odd.
In 2022, attendees were surprised at Gen Con that Heroscape had a giant booth there. Unannounced. No one really knew. They were displaying new miniatures under the Avalon Hill banner, which is another gaming company, so they must have bought it from Wizards of the Coast or made some kind of agreement they could release it. People were super excited. I remember being like, oh, wow, that's exciting. It was a brand that kind of disappeared. It was coming back. It had unpainted miniatures, out-of-place themes. People were not super happy about it. But they were hopeful. They said, okay, isn't great. More Heroscape, however, is good. And then the bad news came. The other shoe dropped. It was going to crowdfunding.
No.
Not Kickstarter. Not GameFound, but Hasbro's HasLabs. Have you heard of HasLabs?
I has not.
So HasLabs is Hasbro's own crowdfunding campaign thing. So
get the heck out of here. Yeah. Hasbro? Come on.
So it's not the worst because they'll put out odd like figures that might not make it to retail because of how expensive. So they've made a Giant Man figure or like Ant-Man. Like gigantic. They made an awesome looking Galactus figure. Gigantic. Obviously, if that goes to retail in Target, it might not sell because this is like a $200 figure.
Sure.
They sell it through their HasLabs, and it's usually...
Okay. All right. Okay.
But it's usually fail or succeed. They go, we need this amount of money. If it doesn't hit, we're not making this figure. And that's kind of it. You don't lose money, but if there's not enough interest, they go, all right, not enough people wanted this. We're not making it.
That's fair.
Okay. So they decided to put this under their HasLab banner. It was all or nothing, $250. There was no tier. It was you pay $250, you get everything. Now, with most Kickstarters, it's like, all right, you go all in for $250, you get everything. Or you go $30 to get one box. $250, that's it. No levels. And they needed $2 million to even decide to go forward. It made $1 million and did not go forward. So once again, Heroscape disappeared for a while. And then in June 2023, Renegade Game Studios announced it was taking responsibility of the reboot. And
Oh, we love Renegade.
Yep. Yeah, we played some Renegade games. They have amazing IP, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Transformers. And then, so March 2024, around that time, this came out. The master set of this Wellspring box that I have in front of you, which is like a 2-player smaller box, and then they had a bunch of landscape and terrain. And since then, I've heard nothing but good things about Heroscape.
Yes, I mean, I haven't heard anything bad.
Yeah.
You're more glued in than I am. I am the person on the outs.
Yeah, you're the outlier. So,
I'm the IP guy. Let's just put it. I think that's a good way to phrase this show now. Is I'm the IP, even though we both are. Mm-hmm. But I have that IP. You are the game.
Yeah, I know if a game's coming out has an IP, I go, oh.
Yeah, you
RP will be interested.
Yeah, you said it to me.
And then we play, and you go, oh, that was good. So that's kind of the history of Heroscape. It's been years and years and years in the zeitgeist of gaming. People know about it, people love it, or people hate it.
Well, I think it speaks to the game itself about the journey that it's been on, and it's been kind of a 20-year journey to get back to where they were.
Yeah, truly, 20 years of...
That's a good game.
The nonsense.
It's got to be a good game anyway. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Has to be.
You ready to go play it?
I have to.
Yeah, it's going to... Well, we're going to be building it first for 20 minutes, and then we're going to play.
Oh, it's Legos?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
And we are back after the battle for all time has ended.
Yes.
But realistically, only 2 scenarios.
It's funny. It's funny you said that, and my mind immediately went to Battle at the Ministry, because that was the... I was just in Epic Universe, people. Sorry. So I went Harry Potter, Battle at the Ministry is the brand new Harry Potter.
I made RP.
Sorry.
I made RP tell me all about Universal before we recorded.
Yeah,
so that
I
way
could avoid it here.
It wasn't a 45-minute.
Halfway through the conversation, he was just like, yeah, cool. Cool.
It was very cool. However, back to the game.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm keeping you from ranting. It is my goal for Season 5.
Previously recorded can do that, but not here.
So, we just finished 2 of the scenarios in the Battle of the Wellspring Heroscape box, which is the 2-player box. How do you feel about Heroscape? As I said, you have played this before, but we mixed a Marvel set, which is kind of game-breaking. They are so overpowered that they break the original game a bit. How did you feel this time?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I didn't love it. Mm-hmm. But I definitely really enjoyed it. Okay. There's a lot to love here. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. The designs are cool. This isn't my type of normal game, I would say. Mm-hmm. But I did really enjoy it, and I enjoyed that we were going against each other, not working with each other. Because normally a lot of games we play, we're working together, common goal.
We do play a lot of co-op games.
And as someone who's not super well-versed in, like, D&D or Magic, it's still cool to see these type of... Like, I am a fan of, like, fantasy, so to see these type of character creations are always really cool, and there's always cool components that go with it. So, I enjoyed it. I'm sure we'll cover things that we didn't like. But overall, I know that you love this game for the most part, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'll definitely talk about why. You probably have an idea of why.
Yes, I do.
It fits my wheelhouse of combining
just
things,
like, just like Epic Universe. Different portals, you can bring it all together.
No.
Sorry. But, yes, just like why we, like a bunch of other games that are kind of like this.
So let's jump into it. I didn't really kind of give a breakdown of what the lore of this game. It has a very loose lore, but it's essentially these warring factions of like Valkyries and whatnot are trying to fight for the Wellspring, which is this magical bit of water that you kind of saw in the game. I don't think we used it in a scenario, but in the box.
Perfect. You throw in the Transformers and you just Wellspring for Allspark.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah. But
What? That's a Transformer. We were talking about Transformers earlier.
Yeah, because Renegade owns them, which I'll talk about later.
Yeah, I don't know. The Allspark is like a Transformers thing, right? Because I
Yeah,
know
but
it from the ride.
It's like a box thing. I don't even know.
They need in the Transformers ride at Universal, which is just a repainted Spider-Man. They're going after the Allspark.
Universal. I'm trying to rein them in.
Yeah.
So that's like the scenario is these beings are collecting fighters and monsters and creatures from all of time and space, and they're using them to battle. So in the original run of Heroscape, they had like World War II like soldiers, they had ninjas and samurais, as well as dragons and weird things. This version of Heroscape, I think, has a lot more magical and weird elements. I would like to see them eventually go back to...
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
I prefer this.
Oh, I like this. I love this. But I also want to see humans. I want to see flintlock World War I characters. I want to see...
No, we want to see Harriet Truman, like, dropping the
atomic... No, not like real people, but I mean, like, I want to see more armies.
Who's Flint Lockwood?
No, like Flintlock the guns, like the old school muskets of...
You said it, Flint Lockwood.
Yeah, I want to see Flint Lockwood, the
it sounds like a name.
The famous World War I hero. I would like to see them eventually bring back those aspects of the game. I love weird stuff. I love dragons. I love the walking polar bears with giant bazookas.
See, that's cooler to me for this type of game than what they used to do.
But you mix that up. You have giant polar bears with bazookas, and then some police from 1970s New York.
No, give me mobsters and you have me
There
sold.
you go. There you go.
Al Capone.
Yeah, perfect. So give me some more of them. I'm happy with what they have.
Al Capone taking down Anshu the Welkin Eye.
Exactly. So that's kind of the story, and that's why some of the characters are all different fantasy and weird creatures. You have some octopus creature, a owl, eagle, weird thing, and then
a deer dog.
A deer dog. I have some pirates, a cyberpunk runner, and then like a skeleton Utgar weirdo. So the first two scenarios we played are what are considered the basic game. The Wellspring box is the 2-player, I would say, starter box. It goes for about $50, which is, for what it is, fine. You're always a big proponent of price. Do you think $50 is fair for this box?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think you get a lot, and yes, I'll say yes.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk about more. I'm curious what your thoughts are.
No, you get enough characters, you get enough components
to play a nice 2-player.
I honestly think every time we do this, I'm always like, knock it down $10, and yes, agreed. That is all. Truly, I think that is always. Like
it is always $10.
It's always $10. I just think it's, I understand.
Well,
I understand.
As I said, hold to that thought because we'll talk about more at the end. Pricing, because there's different levels of pricing for this game. We'll talk about it for sure.
Sure. But it's funny. $10 is always my gauge. But if I was like, $10 is really nothing to debate over.
Yeah, it's really not.
No,
but
it's under $20. It's free.
Under 20 is free. So hold on to the thought of pricing. So the first two scenarios are very basic. They give you how to set it up in the manual. They give you an overlay, almost like Legos, of how to build this map out. It's a very small piece of map. As you go through the book, there's more scenarios. The maps get a little bigger with the pieces you have. The first two, like I said, very small to keep you engaged. Gives you a scenario of just killing each other. That's it. There's different scenarios of capture the flag, destroy this, get this. But the first two are kill everybody, and that's kind of it, which works for me.
Yeah.
So you played as 3 characters. I had 3 characters. The way the game progresses is we are given 4 what they call like flag markers. They have 1, 2, and 3 on the back, and then an X. You get 4 of those, I get 4 of those. Before we even do anything, we place our flag markers on our character cards. That is the activation of the characters in a back and forth way. Did you enjoy that aspect of not just like you go, I go, do whatever character you want? You kind of have to preset who you're going to move with without knowing who I'm going with or how the battle's kind of going.
Yes, but no.
Okay.
I like that it forces you to move about the map, and you can't just heavily focus on one character.
But you can, if you can put all your flags on one guy and only move that character.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not how we played. So, but
You were a little smarter, at least the second game.
yeah, it's just like the idea of it is very cool because you're like, oh, it allows longer gameplay most likely, and this and that. But also, if you're in a situation where you need to move another character and you can't, it's frustrating as heck, and your other characters are far away from the situation.
That's where I kind of like it. I like that fake out marker where you see, like by turn 2 or 3, you're like, okay, he might move with this character, but it ends up being a fake out. Like that's not the character I'm moving with. In future games, if we play this again, which I'll make you play again, if we have more characters, not every character is moving every turn because you only have those 3 flags. You're only moving 3 characters a turn. I like that aspect. It's not, all right, I got to move this guy, and then you kind of do something, and then I go, oh, I'm going to move this guy. You're locked in. Like, I like that. You kind of have to pre-plan and think about what you're doing instead of just moving around. So
that's why I said, like, yes and no.
Yeah, it's one of the aspects I liked. It kind of screwed you over game 1 when you didn't really know what was going on because I killed one of your characters that had a flag, so it was a waste of a turn for you, which
pissed me off.
Yeah, that bit you in the butt a bit. So as you're moving these characters around, you're revealing these move tokens. You're moving those characters. Movement is extremely simple. On the card you have, the character has move, range, attack, defense. My one character's move is 5. That's how many spaces he moves. That's it. No bells or whistles, nothing special. Hey, I can move 5 spaces. I move 5 spaces. If the map has spots that are raised, I just count the tiles as I go up. If the tiles are stacked 4, my movement is 5, I can go up 4, and then I stop at the top because that's my 5th movement. Extremely simple, which is good. Water, you stop when you go in it, and then when you're moving through it, I think it costs like double. So it's very simple, very easy to understand, and then that's kind of it. Since the game has kind of expanded, they do have lava tiles now. They have ice tiles, which have their own power. So you can create a really cool map. It has really cool movement options. Like it's neat in that sense. As we're moving around, our characters get close to each other. We just start beating on each other. That's kind of it. So as attack goes, on my card, if I'm next to RP's one character and my attack is 2, that's how many dice I'm rolling. The dice faces are simply red skulls, blue shields, and then there's a couple, I think 2 blank spaces. I say RP, I'm attacking your character. I roll 2 dice. I roll 2 skulls. Your character has 3 defense. You roll your 3 dice. How many shields you roll compared to my skulls, you figure out the attack. So if I roll 2 skulls, you roll 2 shields and a blank. No damage is done. That's it. No other mitigations. Like, that's the most basic core mechanic is that dice roll. Each character does have special attacks if you're playing the more advanced game. I have played the non-advanced game, which is if you flip your cards over, they don't have any special attacks. The stats are all there. They don't have health. They get hit once, they're out. Played it with my nephew. He loved it. Immediately I bought him the Wellspring set for his birthday.
Oh, very nice.
And he loves it. He's now playing the advanced. So having that option of a basic version is really cool that you can be like, all right, first time we play, I think we played the basic version when we played before. You just kind of play with the dice, no special powers. Flip the card over, has special powers, which are a little complicated sometimes. We're still understanding the powers the first time around.
Yeah.
That's why you lost the first game. Your one character, you really figured out. You figured out where they go on the map. Kind of go over that, like, thinking. Because you won a second scenario.
Yeah.
Because you figured out your one character's power.
Yeah, so the one character I had was Iwashia. I think that's how you pronounce it?
Nope,
sure.
No idea, sure.
Iwashia, Master of Tides. So Iwashia is... What I had figured out is that one of her special attacks has a range of 6 and an attack of 4. If she's within 1 space of a water tile, so you can choose a figure to attack, and you may also choose up to 2 spaces in a straight line from that targeted figure, and all those spaces are affected by the special attack. So that, and she has some other bonuses like add 1 defensive value when she is on a water space, and things and I can create water as well, through a certain way. But that what I figured that out, and I kind of camped out by water and focused on that while I allowed my 2 other characters to do other things, and it led to a victorious battle in
for the second game.
Game.
The
But
first
the first
game,
one I kind of got mollywopped. But
because you didn't understand the powers, and I tried to help you as much as I could to a degree.
No, you take advantage of me.
But I didn't say because I
kidding,
want you to learn.
I'm kidding.
That's the teacher in me. I want
Yes.
you to fail so you can
Yes.
get better. If I'm walking you through, you're not going to learn. You're not going to enjoy it. So you got to get your ass kicked to enjoy the game to get
Exactly.
better. So yeah, the first game
I was always still competitive, but yeah, you kicked my butt.
Yeah, you didn't have her or it, whatever it is, near the water, so you really didn't get to utilize how cool that character
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
And I took advantage of that. And then I think the second you really read the card, we're like, oh, I should run. You ran right to that water. That was your first marker. Ran into the water, and you did camp there because every time I came near you, you were summoning these tidal waves up and creating water spaces to help you move around and slow my characters down. It was a beautiful sight to behold as I kind of watched your gears turn.
Yep.
And then you really start to understand your other characters. Not that they have a lot.
No, they don't. But I do like them.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go over them now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the other characters were Anshu the Welkanai. So the Anshu's special power is just a Sonic Blast special attack, range 4, attack 2, and then you may attack 1 additional time with the Sonic Blast special attack.
Yeah.
And then flying.
Flying was huge because you just have kind of free movement. As I said, the counting to go up the mountain doesn't count for you. You just want whoop, whoop, and then kind of snipe me with that Sonic Blast.
So it was move 6, range 1, attack 3, defense 3.
Yeah.
And then the other character, which I really, really liked, was Kidda the Spring Runner. So the special powers for Kidda are Apparition, which figures must be within 2 spaces of Kidda to target her with a normal or special attack, which was very helpful. And then Phantom Walk, which means that Kidda could move through all figures and is never attacked when leaving an engagement.
Yep.
It's
So
very cool, very thematic. I guess not thematic. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
We typically
We don't
say
even know
that.
these characters,
Yeah, we don't
yeah.
know these characters. But very, I don't know, kind of maybe fits that like
It's the theme of the
like
game. I mean, I don't
really know, but like it's like a wolf dog deer.
So yeah, it just looks mystical.
It looks mystical, so
Yeah.
why not?
So I'm glad you brought up the Phantom Walk because that's an aspect we really didn't talk about. When you're moving around the map, as soon as you're next to somebody, you're considered engaged.
Yes.
You have to stop. If you try to move away from a character, you get like a disengagement attack, which is really interesting. It's just if RP wants to move a character away, I roll 1 dice. If it's a skull, it hits. If it's something else, it doesn't hit. It's a really good way of just not getting mobbed, and there's a penalty for kind of running up and then moving away because some characters have good movement, some don't. So being able to kind of move through characters without getting stuck and being able to attack and then walk away.
I felt like I had control.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Where my characters were getting like tripped up by the water that you were kind of creating because if I enter water, I have to stop. And then your little wolf was walking over and like chomping me and then walking away. And I
Yeah,
couldn't
the
really
wolf
do
was
much.
good both games, but the water was really the second game. So why don't you go over your characters?
Yeah, so my characters are Utgar Bakburna.
Oh, wow, what a pronunciation.
It's a weird skeleton character with like a cool cleave axe type thing, almost like what's his name from God of War with the cool chain.
Kratos.
Yeah, the cool chain.
They all looked,
sword thing.
all the characters looked cool, I thought.
Yeah, they're all very cool. So Baknara is considered like a pirate character. He works well with other pirate characters. That's the other thing we really didn't talk about is they all have little subclasses to create better synergy between characters. So he's considered a pirate character. One of my other characters is also considered a pirate. So they had good synergy, and that's something you want to look for when you're creating characters. As they are expanding and you're buying expansions, you're going to be able to create even more synergy. So he had an Intimidate, like natural attack, where if anyone within 3 spaces is attacked by a pirate, their defense is down by 1. It's just like a little built-in scary pirate ability. He also had Swashbuckler, which he attacks like additional times. Like he's kind of flipping his thing around and shooting. and it's increased like 2. Like it's very, very standard. Like I didn't feel like he was amazing, but he was very cool. And then one of the attacks that I had, which none of your characters has, is utilizing the 20-sided die. So his cutlass, when he destroys an adjacent figure with one of his normal attacks, which is not one of his special attacks, just rolling a die, if I roll 14 or higher, I heal up. So it's kind of like I'm doing damage and healing from the damage. Only if I roll 14 or higher. So it's a good... This might not always happen.
Yeah.
The other guy I played was Killian Vane III. He just kind of had a normal blunderbuss attack, which is that cool piratey gun that they have with a giant bell.
Yeah.
Like you just know like a pirate just always has that.
Yeah.
So that's a blunderbuss. It's a range of 4, attack 3. If I shoot... It didn't happen to you because you're spread out, but if I were to shoot your one character and your other character's right next to that character, I do an attack against both. It's kind of like bursting, hitting one and then hitting the other. And then...
Not fun.
Fine. It's good. It's good in other games when you have a lot of army people around. Then I can attack possibly 4 people if you're clustered together, which is good because it makes you... It affects a gameplay where you're like, oh, I can't have these guys grouped together, spread out. So it's a good control piece. It's not
definitely
super strong, but it's a good control. The other character I had, which I really enjoyed, was Fia Bani the Void Siren. Yeah, they have awesome names. We didn't play this game. We played last time. There's a polar bear named Night Irene, which is the Good Night Irene.
Yeah.
I kind of joked that's literally why they named it. It's like Good Night Irene. So I'm almost curious to look at some of these other names to see if they're like puns or anything. She was really cool though. She had this black powder pistol where she has 3 markers you put on her, and you could choose to throw them down, and it adds 4 attack to her range, which is good because she has no range. A lot of these characters don't have range unless they have weird power. Range is key kind of in this game, but it's also annoying. But having that option of, all right, I only have 3 of these. I have to pick and choose when to do this. So your little owl guy was camping one spot, your water guy was camping the other. I'd be like, I have to use this because I kept getting stuck in water. I'd be running, you go, and like water, whirlpool water out, and then I was stuck. And then her other one's a Master Disguise. If she's attacked with a normal attack, I can roll a 20-sided die. If I roll 13 or higher, you can't attack me. It's basically just her kind of like phasing out like Ghost from the Marvel Universe. That's how And then she also doesn't have the disengagement. She can pop in and move. Again, it didn't come up a lot the second game. It was very swingy where the first game, for no real reason, I did great. Second game, it just kind of turned. Did great. The one thing I'll say about this game that I love, even though I'm kind of like, their powers or whatever, they all feel super overpowered. But every character feels over. There's no one that I'm playing. I'm like, okay, this is a pretty normal dude. They're all like, oh, they can do this, this, and this, and it's just very controls the map or does this. Like it's a good. This is what's called an Ameritrash game. So so you just kind of gave me a new term for you. Ameritrash is very like what's considered just a beer, pretzels, garbage, like I'm just chucking dice, we're beating the shit out of each other type of game. And that's what this Ameritrash is. And this is a perfect Ameritrash game of we're just rolling dice and beating the hell out of each other. There's no real strategy. All our guys are overpowered. Let's just have fun.
I would agree. It was about having a good time and playing.
So like I said, that was the first 2 scenarios. As the scenarios in this book go on, the map gets a little bigger. They give you more special rules. In the big box, some of the maps get gigantic and they have zones, and they might put in like poison tiles. They give you more tiles that you can stand on to affect the game. It gives you more defense or gives you some crazy superpower. So, what's great about this game, you could build your own map. Big or small, and go nuts. If you don't know much about Heroscape, I recommend looking up Heroscape maps. People have made epic, gigantic maps with all the pieces that have kind of come with lava and ice. They build mountains and towers. There are some really impressive like maps that people have built. You kind of saw the tiles are kind of annoying to snap together and build. You need almost a whole day sometimes.
It's a pain in the butt. It was.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was a pain in the butt.
The book isn't great. They give you, like I said, a top down, but sometimes I did it wrong, and there was a point where I was like, you know what, this is what the map looks like. I don't care. Let's just kind of play. That's an overview of Heroscape, how it plays. Like I said, we played the Wellspring box. The Wellspring box comes with 6 characters. It comes with a plethora of tiles. I don't know exactly how many, but a good amount to build. It comes with water tiles, grass tiles. It comes with, I think, 2 of the trees, which you can hide behind. Oh, that's something we really talk about. I think you almost mentioned it with the range and line of sight. In some miniature games, you get like a little ruler, and you're like, all right, I can see this character, I can't see this character. Or you connect like a corner to corner. The one thing I like about this games with range is you get down to the level of your character, and you look at who you're attacking, and on each card has like a red section of the character. If you can see that character, you can hit them. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought that was just neat. It's just like, all right,
very cool. Yeah,
get down to your level of your character and look. If you can't see them, your character can't see them. I think it's just very.
I think it's cool.
Basic, like very easy. So that's how many characters come in the basic box. In the giant master set, which goes for about 120 unpainted. It comes with about 20 characters.
Oh, wow.
A giant, like over, I want to say 50 pieces of building terrain. It comes with, I'm pretty sure, water. It comes with the basic terrain. It comes with sand-looking terrain. It comes with mountainy-looking terrain.
Comes with a bunch of crap.
Yeah, it comes with a lot for 120 or whatever it comes out to. We'll talk about pricing, because that's going to be something you and I really need to discuss. So... And that's it. So far, they've released a plethora of expansions, whether it be more tiles, whether it be more characters, they all fit. I gave the whole history lesson of Heroscape. Everything from 2004 can work in this game.
That's awesome.
This hasn't changed for 20 years. This is the exact same mechanics, same tax, same everything.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
20 years ago. Yeah. That's huge. Mm-hmm. That a gaming company went, yes, we're not going to change much, that it can be compatible. The game was already unlimitedly replayable. It is forever going to be replayable. These 2 boxes alone, we could have a great time. I'm already buying more.
Of course you are.
You saw some of my pieces are unpainted. Those are the cheaper unpainted versions that I bought. What is something? Give me 2 things that you loved about this game. 2 things that you didn't like about this game.
I love the character designs.
Okay.
And it was a pain in the butt to set up, but being able to, even though we followed the map, being able to build your own map, I think is awesome. I think that is something very unique. That being said, something I didn't like about the game was how long it took to set up. Not a fan of that. And the other thing I didn't like was...
You don't have to. If there's nothing you didn't like, you don't have to say
It's really just that. There's nothing... I mean, like, I love the mix and match capabilities. Like, there's so much to like about it. That's the only thing I would say I hate it. I mean, if we're going to talk about price... so
just
that would be something
off
I
your
didn't
cusp, like just what you didn't like. But that's good.
Yeah.
There's only one thing you didn't like.
Yeah.
So a lot of my pros are it's compatible with the old system. I think that's huge, and kudos to Renegade Games for keeping it that way. They could have easily said, like, no, we're gonna tweak it so you can't buy the old stuff, so you have to buy our stuff.
Yes.
Kudos to them for allowing and hearing, listening, and loving the Heroscape community for saying we're making it compatible. One of the things you said, table presence. Yeah. When you build the map and you're playing, it looks amazing. Especially, as I said, if you can build your own unique, you get a long table, you make a giant map. This thing is a great toy. My 5-year-old loves just playing with the figures, just building the maps. He's able to kind of connect them, move his stuff around.
Yeah.
Table presence is incredible. This is a gateway game through and through. Super easy to teach. You learned it quickly. I was able to teach it quickly. You were, and I wasn't going through the rule books a lot. few things here and there. The rulebook's not great, but that's a whole nother issue. I love that activation method of being a secret. I think that's really cool. Some of my personal cons, because I own this game, something you're not going to experience, storage stinks for this game. The boxes they give you are flimsy. They don't hold a lot. There's a boatload of tiles. There's a boatload of characters. I don't want them just rattling around those boxes. People have resorted to buying giant tubs and just keep them in there. Eventually, that might be what I have to do.
I like to keep everything together, though.
Eventually, well, it might be a giant tub all together. That eventually, but that's something you're not going to encounter because you don't own it.
Nope. Yeah,
you're going to come over my house. I'm like, hey, pull a giant Tupperware tub of nonsense. Randomness, not a big deal for me. If you're a person that doesn't like dice rolling randomness,
yes. I wasn't going to knock it for that. I was going to say that, but
you're hit or miss with the randomness. Yeah, it's not detrimental to this game because of you're just rolling basic dice. But if you're a fan that doesn't like dice rolling, because there's no way to manipulate those dice, at least with the characters we had, it's literally just what you roll is what you roll.
Yep.
And then the setup and breakdown is going to be always my biggest gripe with this game. It's just, if you want to build a big map, it's going to take you 45 minutes. It's like Heroscape can be an all-day affair sometimes. We lucked out where I said, just do basic scenarios. And like I said, I think we built it wrong, the map, but we still had a good time. It didn't matter.
Yes, agreed.
I think we probably played some of these characters wrong. We had a good time. I just said, I think that's what that means. Go ahead and use it that way. Still had a great time.
House rules.
Pricing. One of the things I like is that there is an unpainted version of these characters. There's a painted version of these characters. So I'm going to go... All right, so I'm going to go right on Renegade Studios' website because that's their MSRP. Go on Amazon if the prices are a bit skewed. And I also think Amazon doesn't have the painted versions. They only have the unpainted version, which is great. As I said, the Age of Annihilation Master Set, which is the big box with, I said, the 20-plus figures, all that stuff, is $125 unpainted. How do you feel about that? You saw the Master Set. We didn't play with it, but I pulled it out, showed you all the pieces. Did you think $125 is worth it?
No.
Okay, so you're not, again, you're the non-gamer.
Yeah.
So we always talk about prices is always a thing that you and I argue about. I think $125 is reasonable for what you're being given, especially knowing the aftermarket, if I were to try to buy some of those terrain pieces off market. The painted version, which I have, $225.
Holy Toledo.
So $100 more just for the painted figures.
No.
Do you think that's
No,
worth it?
no, not at all. Unless I don't know how they're manufactured.
Okay.
Unless somebody is sitting there hand painting them. My assumption is they just get a coating and it's like
I don't know either.
It's a
Like a conveyor belt of
conveyor
painting,
belt or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. That's absurd.
Okay, so
But for how many pieces though? How many painted pieces?
20 plus. It's the same miniatures but painted.
I mean, maybe, but no.
Okay.
No. $100? No.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a lot
for me.
For a game. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a game that's a pain in the butt to build. Yes.
The Wellspring box that we played today, which is found in Barnes & Noble. I haven't seen it at Target yet, but I've seen it at Barnes & Noble. Unpainted, $45. Unpainted, $45 for what came in that box. How do you feel?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Painted, $65.
Not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
that's
not
$20.
bad.
Usually $10 difference, but
I know.
All
That's
right.
not bad.
Okay. So and then you saw today. I even bought from your Barnes & Noble near you. Had Heroscape characters.
Yeah.
I paid $45 for the 4 unpainted miniatures. You wanted to slap me across the face.
Yep.
The wasted box space, especially. It's like 4 characters, this big box, and then just a bunch of plastic empty space.
Also, like that's the worst place to buy anything retail
What, Barnes &
price.
Noble? You're nuts.
No,
I get little stamps for every $10 I spend. If I get 100, I get $5 off.
There is never any type of discount. Like if you buy a movie there, it's like $35.
Well, I
and
would
you
never.
go to Walmart or something, it's $29.99
They don't
standard
carry
price.
it at Walmart, Target, unfortunately. But
But
so even Amazon, it's pretty comparable to that price.
Yeah.
They rarely are on sale. So
I'll never use that to take away from a game, though. That's never...
prices are always the more interesting thing, though, because you'll always be pretty high on a game, and then I mention price. Because you being the not gamer, we talked about it ad nauseum 1,000 times, you don't know the prices of games and like how things are. So when I mention a price, sometimes your jaw drops because you'll look at a game and be like, how is that X amount of dollars? Yeah. You can kind of agree, though, for what you're getting, the pieces, the plastic, everything, the components are fantastic.
Yeah.
So I think
nothing against the... No.
So 125, I think, for the
also,
unpainted.
this is my preference. Like, this is me.
Yeah.
If I see
we've
it
gone
on the
through it.
store,
Yeah, it's...
No, but for what you get, yeah, sure.
Yeah, 125 is even hard for me. But like I said, I bought this for my nephew after he played, $45 on painted version. He loves it. So I was like, all right, a 2-player, $45 base box is great.
Yeah, I mean, I dropped like $150 on that Dice Throne chest for 8 characters, and I think that's a great value.
Yeah, and the Legos we buy.
The
Legos
we buy, I hate the cost, but that is what it is.
That's your thing. So overall, we always kind of talk about this game is staying in my collection. This is a game that I've continued to buy.
I would assume so, yeah.
This is a game that I will continue to buy. This is a game I think my son will eventually grow up and enjoy playing with me. Would you introduce this to Audrey?
No, not at all.
Okay, you don't think...
Nope.
Like, that's going to be my new gauge now. It's like, you enjoy it. Would you go further? Would you introduce this?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Okay, there we go. The end.
Yeah, she would hate it. She's... Again, for those maybe new listening or not familiar, my wife, the amount of games that we play here that I would like to introduce to her is high. The amount that she actually would enjoy is very low.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother introducing to my wife.
I mean, it's like pulling out teeth sometimes to play Villainous, a game she likes.
But that's a
she
good
hates
gauge.
Marvel
It's
United.
like, would you introduce this? I would introduce. I already introduced
It's
my
funny.
niece, my nephew, my son.
Yeah, it seems like you've had good success. It's funny, we'll talk about Marvel United, and she's like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Which is a game we love.
Yeah.
So, anything you want to close out with? Any kind of final thoughts on the product, on the game?
Nope, it's a good game.
Yeah.
Stamp of approval. All the components are great. Nice board. Pain in the butt to build, but it's fun. And I like mixing and matching as well.
Yep, that's my favorite thing, which is kind of a good segue. I mentioned to you as we were playing, Renegade Games owns the IP of Transformers, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe. They already announced a G.I. Joe expansion for this, which... The Marvel one was game-breaking. I'm hoping they're a little better with keeping G.I. Joe compatible. And I would love to see Transformers and Power Rangers be introduced and maybe even relicense that Marvel theme. But I do want them to do...
other stuff. Do TMNT or something.
Yeah, but once in a while. I don't want to see like constant crossovers. So, but I am excited for G.I. Joe to be introduced, and I'll probably end up buying it. That's it. I think it's a fantastic game. I think this is a great gateway game to introduce people.
Great gateway game.
Gateway to more bigger and more bombastic war games that are similar. So that's kind of it. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe. If you like what you hear, you'll love what you see on our Instagram. We are on YouTube, just the audio.
Yep.
I've been noodling around Board Game Geek. It's not my favorite thing, but it's there. But our Instagram is probably our biggest thing. Our Facebook.
At Gateway Gamers Pod.
Threads is there.
We don't
X
use it.
is
We
barely
don't use
used
it
anymore.
We don't use it.
But reach out to us. Follow us. Send us to your friends if you like what you hear.
If you want to buy some merch, support the show, Redbubble, TeePublic. We have a store.
Stickers, hats, shirts, underwear. Just buy it all there.
Pins, all that stuff.
Yep.
Notepads. Tote bags.
Yep. Oh.
Sakis.
Other big news. As of now, I'm going to PAX.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to see me at PAX, I will be there. We're still waiting on RP's approval.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
I will be there. So November, whatever. Hope if you...
I think it's December.
I think it's November this year.
Oh.
It's the same weekend as the Broad Street Run.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's going to be a disaster.
Yep.
But if you want to meet up there, reach out. If you're going, would love to meet some fans. We met a couple last year and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, our fan.
Oh
Kevin.
yeah, we did.
Our fan
That's
Kevin.
Right. That's right.
Or one fan, but we ran
Sorry,
other people.
I scratched my head. I was like, huh? And he's like, yeah. But we did.
But thank you for listening.
Love yous.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.